Cindy Zammit is relatively new to the field of nursing, making a career change in a difficult economy, but it is a career that chose her.
You know, I think when you get a diagnosis of a life-threatening illness, you feel very powerless. You feel like it must have been your fault. You must have done something.
And Cindy knows from experience. She's talking about the day she and her family learned that her 5-year-old son was diagnosed with leukemia. Brandon was just starting kindergarten in what Cindy thought was going to be one of the most magical times of his life, watching him catch the school bus. But it quickly turned into a nightmare, where Cindy didn't know if he was going to make it to his 6th birthday.
I just couldn't function around my family. I couldn't go to the grocery store and put a meal together. I had just simple life tasks. I just realized I was just not able to do the things I was used to be able to do.
To be thrust into the medical world with such high stakes as the potential loss of a son is overwhelming. But to get through the difficulties, Cindy jumped into the middle of the medical complexities and started doing her own research and asked a lot of questions of people around her, especially of nurses.
When you're thrown into the medical field never having any knowledge of it before, it can be a very daunting place to be. And you have to take it step by step, which is really what I did, and I really relied on the nurses.
Seeing what an impact the nurses had on her son and the importance they played in the recovery had a large influence on Cindy. She learned a lot during her son's sickness through the chemo and radiation treatments and the books she read. Her son began to get better, and Cindy found a new calling.
I never thought I wanted to be a nurse until all of this happened, and now I do really feel that nursing is an area that I'm good at. I'm excelling in it. I've got a whole lot of things to learn yet, but I do really feel like it's something that I'm made to do. Now, give me some nice breaths.
Cindy was an HR manager before she left the job to take care of her children. When Brandon got better, Cindy enrolled at the universities at Shady Grove in Montgomery County, a consortium of 9 local universities, including the University of Maryland. Stuart Edelstein is the executive director of the universities at Shady Grove, which caters to people like Cindy, who have schooling but need to get an advanced degree or baccalaureate.
We have people who are career changers, people who have degrees in one area and they want to come back here. Nursing is a great example of many students who come back and have a biology degree, but they really want to be a nurse.
With a difficult economy, a lot of people are going back to school. The universities at Shady Grove offer the area residents degrees from 9 different universities. Jana Goodwin was one of Cindy's instructors.
She would talk about the experiences with Brandon and you know, how that sort of shaped her, how she would then interact with patients going forward. She was just one of those people that seemed to get it right away.
Any pain or anything? Sorry, my hands are really cold, aren't they? Okay, no strange bumps or lumps.
Still, Cindy had a few hurdles to jump through to get her nursing degree.
You realize that you are taking care of people and you have their life in your hands, and you really need to know what you're doing, and you have to practice that, and you have to understand things. And when I realized I had to take chemistry as a prerequisite for nursing, I almost didn't do it because I didn't think I could make it through it.
Cindy is now a registered nurse at the National Rehabilitation Hospital. And more importantly, her son is living an active teenage life.
Well, my son Brandon is now 13. In fact, next month we celebrate 5 years off treatment, so it's really a milestone for us.
Now working full-time again, Cindy's new career as a nurse is very much informed by her experience with Brandon.
Today, I do find that I have some patients that I can tell them, you know what, I've been there, I've done this, here's some things that you need to think about.
And her patients are in better hands for it.
Ready for that flu shot? Yes. I'll be gentle.